What's going on, guys? Adam here, Comic Scene. And in this episode, I'm trying something a little bit different. So I'm going to be talking about Batman Legend of the Dark Knight, Spook, a three-book series published by DC Comics in January of 1998. It was written by James Robinson, inked and penciled by Paul Johnson, and colored by Daniel Brown. So this series kind of plays like Clue or The Shining. And that being said, is because Bruce Wayne attends a weekend business retreat at a secluded ski resort when the power goes out and one of the guests winds up dead. Bruce switches into Bat mode and the Dark Knight fights a villain I have never heard of, and this villain is Spook. Now there's been many variations of Spook, and this one is the second reincarnation of Spook. And he was a former government operative who went mad and believed himself to be dead. As Spook, he murders several corporate heads whose company he blames for his death before being defeated by Batman. Now, not really a spoiler just because there's many variations of Spook, but in this case, this one was defeated, quote unquote. Who really knows? You have to find out. Keep reading. So, again, like I said, this one is at a secluded ski resort during a winter storm, and the power's out. Nobody has phone, like there's no phone access, nothing. And Bruce, Batman, is with a whole bunch of other corporate heads, and he has to switch back and forth from Batman to Bruce. And so, not trying to give too much away because I want you guys to read this series. It's a great series. Kind of short, but awesome nonetheless. So anyway, he's switching back and forth, and there's one scene where he's in the kitchen with everybody, and they hear this voice coming, and it's Spook talking. And Bruce kind of just like slips away after the voice, goes away, and he's saying, there's got to be microphones hidden around here and all this. And one of the this woman who knows Bruce, she's all like, saying this is very, different of you, being all demanding and, being a leader and da 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 da. So anywho, he slips off and everybody's wondering where he went. He's actually in the library and he's trying to do his detective thing, and he comes across a hidden passageway. So he goes through the hidden passageway, puts back on the back gear, and he finds this guy who is like sharpening knives and has like a whole arsenal. Come to find out, it's one of the Spook's henchmen, and this guy's kind of a simpleton. He's not really that bright, And Batman's kind of like, roughing him up, trying to get info, and come to find out that there's a journal down there, and so Batman, he opens up this journal and he starts reading it, and it's Spook's. And this guy is totally nuts. Fucking whack job. Anyway, like I said, I'm not trying to give too much away about this little mini series because it's awesome. So anywho, he goes through the journal, finds out all this information, and Spook shows up, so they get into a scuffle and stuff. And, Spook is played out to be like a ghost type figure, but in this scene, he's holding a machine gun. Why does he need a machine gun? So anyway, shoots the floor, Batman drops. So he gets back up, Spook just disappeared. The first variation of Spook was a escape artist and a hypnotist, and he used a lot of like smoke tricks and stuff like that. And this Spook kind of uses the same type deal with like the smoke and whatnot, so it's kind of cool, kind of like a Ghost Houdini. Anywho, second book, it's like the third or the second act, I guess you could say, and Batman shows up, and everybody's oh god, Batman's here. Where's Bruce? Where's Bruce? Come to find out, Batman tells everybody, I found his body, da 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 da, kind of, keeping everybody in the dark about who he really is, because it's Batman. So anyway, skip to like the third act. Previously Bruce Wayne, before he quote unquote dies, telling everybody, everybody has to be strong and hold out till hold out till Monday because that's when the chopper's going to be coming to pick them up. So, a few nights go by. Finally, Monday morning, and a chopper shows up. Everybody's all like, thank God, thank you for the help, Batman, blah, blah, blah. And so they all get on the chopper, and, they're all, the one woman that was kind of hitting on Bruce was saying, it's unfortunate for Bruce and that one guest who dies or whatever. And something's going on in the chopper, and come to find out, Spook is flying the chopper. And so Batman and Spook get into another scuffle. The pilot's dead. Just kind of, it shows an image of like the pilot sitting there, he's bleeding, either knocked out or dead. I think he's dead. So anyway, the Batman and Spook are doing a little scuffle in the cockpit, and they end up going to the door of the chopper, and Spook's holding Batman there, and he's got a knife to his throat again. If he was a ghost, why does he need weapons? So he's holding the knife to Batman's throat, and Batman gets the upper hand and kind of flips him over, and they're hanging. And Batman, never kills anybody, so he's trying to help him, pull him back in. And when he does, like he's holding him, and poof, Spook's gone. And Batman's like, he really could have been a ghost because he didn't feel really any struggle or weight like the cloth that he's shrouded in. Like there was no weight to it, so who really knows? And so they land, and everybody's thanking Batman. Again, the woman says, it's unfortunate, da da da, and come to find out, there's a little plot twist with one of the guests that was at the ski resort. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it just because I want you guys to read this little miniseries. It's awesome. If you guys get a chance, and you guys are in a random comic book store or something, or online, and you're curious, you want to know what's going on, just look up Batman Legend of the Dark Knight Spook. There's only 3 books in the series of this Legend of the Dark Knight. Legend of the Dark Knight is actually a huge series, but this is like a little mini series called Spook. So anyway, I appreciate you guys checking out this vid. I know it's a little different, but I think I'm going to try this for a little while, see how you guys like it. If you guys would, hit that hit that subscribe button if you guys liked it, and you just give me some more positive feedback. If you like what I'm doing, I'll do more. I'm still learning, so if you guys want to grow with me and dive into the world of comics,